The rotor's been resurfaced. We're ready to put the brakes back together again. You can check out my video that I put up, the Amco brake lathe video. Need to compress the caliper, the piston in the caliper. Let me grab the tool. This is my caliper piston compressor. It just presses out as you turn that. I'm going to compress this piston back into the bore of the caliper. Kind of a tricky tool to use. Once you get some pressure on it, it's a little easier. That piston should go back in fairly easily. Keep going until you get some resistance. That's all the way. Get rid of this tool. My piston is all the way compressed. Back into where it goes. The next thing I'm going to do is put the caliper bracket back on. Hang this back up. Never let it hang by the rubber hydraulic brake line. We prepped this caliper bracket in the first part of this video. The guide pins are lubricated. It's got new anti-rattle clips. The rotor's resurfaced. When we get talking about micrometers, there's a minimum thickness on those rotors. I did not measure the minimum thickness. Guess I probably should have. Come on, baby. Go when you're home. Oh. Okay, there's the top bolt. You get the bottom one caught. Let me grab my tool. 14mm ratcheting wrench, tighten up this top one. You want to get those caliper bolts pretty much as tight as you can get them. Ready to put the brake pads on. The wheel going forward goes this way. This one's got a squealer. When that gets to be metal on metal, it alerts the driver, makes a horrible sound, and the people bring them into the shop to be serviced. Since I'm going forward that way, I'm going to put this brake pad with the squealer in the back down like that. This brake pad goes in the back. Squealer down here in that position. This one doesn't have a squealer. This is my primary brake pad. This is my secondary brake pad up here in the front. It should go on fairly easy. They're both on. My piston's been compressed. Make sure that you don't twist your rubber hydraulic brake line. Be careful. Right now, if I put this car on the ground and I got in it, I would have no brakes. I'd have to pump my brake pedal a little bit to move the piston out. So just be careful when you guys do brakes, that you always pay attention to your brake pad before you put your brake pedal, before you put that car into a gear. Let me tighten up those bolts and pause you again. 14mm bolts. Snug. Snug. Again, the rule is this one side's done, but before I release this customer, I did explain to them the rule 30, 30, 30. 30 stops. From 30 miles an hour, you let the brake cools for 30 seconds. Come to a gradual stop. That's going to deposit some brake material from my brake pads on this rotor. It's going to eliminate lateral runout. It's going to get rid of the brake warp. Brakes don't warp. They build up brake material on a high spot, and it feels like the brake rotors are warped. These brakes should perform well for a long time, as long as I break those brakes in using that rule 30, 30, 30.